So I don't know how this happened, but like on my YouTube feed, on my homepage, all of a sudden I got like this notice for some video of 3 girls talking in a kitchen or some shit like that, some show like that, right? And I clicked on it. So what the fuck? Why not? You know, I click on it, and what do I see? I see these 3 girls, you know, sitting around like a kitchen island in a fairly nice kitchen, right? And they're talking. It's a podcast. Okay, so what the fuck? Why not? So I listened to it for a while, right? And I'm looking at these girls, and you know, they're how can I put it? How can I put this delicately? They're skanks. I mean, that's what they fucking are. They're skanks. I mean, like, you just look at them, and there's something about them that you know that they're skanks. Huh? And, you know, the host of this show is some woman named Lana Rhodes, right? And she's talking about men and boyfriends. And I'm assuming that that's how this particular podcast wound up on my feed, you know? I mean, I do a lot of videos about women and shit like that, and relationships and crap like that. And so I figure, oh, you know, I dish it out, I gotta take it, I suppose. But anyway, so I get this video, and it's hosted by this woman, Lana Rhodes. And they're talking about men. And they're talking about this and that, and they're just skanks, you know? Skanks, like how do I define skanks? Well, they're basically women that you'd embarrass to be seen in public with. That's what skanks are. Yeah, because like their clothes, their makeup, their hair, I think the hair really clued me in. Because 2 of them were like blonde, but like white blonde, like bottle blonde, but like it wasn't even cheap. You could tell that their hair jobs were fairly expensive, but it was just too blonde, you know? It was skanky, yeah? And this Lana Rhodes person, whom I never heard of, and at one point she's talking and she says that she had been in the adult industry. Yeah, she called it the industry. She had referred to the word industry several times, and I was like, well, what industry is she talking about? And it was like the adult industry, you know, the sex industry. So of course I look her up on Pornhub. Oh my God! I mean, the very first video of hers that pops up is her doing a gangbang. And the worst part is that, you know, she's being fucked by like a dozen guys, right? Or I have no idea how many. There were just so many cocks in the video screen that who knows how many they were. And she was going at it with like an enthusiasm. I mean, it was like an enthusiasm, like a professional athlete doing something that she was being paid millions of dollars for. An eagerness to gobble up every single cock in this gangbang video, and I was fucking horrified. I mean, really, no kidding aside, yeah, you know, I'm 53 years old, and this girl, she looks like, I don't know, mid-20s, maybe early 20s, right? And I thought to myself, you know, this girl, she could be my daughter easily, and if that were my daughter, it would both break my heart and it would trigger me to instantly disown her. I mean, just say to people, no, I don't have a daughter anymore, she died. Because it was that grotesque, that horrifying, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the woman is it's not that she's a whore, see? Because a whore I can understand, she's selling sex for money. And sometimes women have to do that because their circumstances are so straitened, and that's very unfortunate. But this was beyond that. This was not merely being a whore, this was being an enthusiastic participant in complete degradation. And that I just couldn't believe, quite frankly. Of course, I mean, I couldn't believe it, but it was fucking happening now, wasn't it? I mean, Jesus Christ, it was right there in 4K. Jesus Christ. Oh, man, it just makes me just... Oof! Dude, I'm sorry. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make. A quick addendum to the video. I'm editing it as I'm recording this, and I realized that I forgot to mention something really important. Yeah, I looked through a lot of this person's videos, right? This podcast that she has, and a lot of them are sponsored by name brands. I mean, good brands, right? And I'm not trying to, you know, queer her hustle, okay? She's making good money off of it, fine. But what I find really just kind of despicable is that the fact that these companies are subsidizing and promoting and sponsoring her videos. And the videos are basically encouraging young women to be decadent, skanky sluts. That's what it basically is doing. And so it just seems to me really despicable that this happens, that these mainstream companies sponsor this type of content that brings about the moral decay of our civilization, because that's what it fucking is, yeah? And on the other hand, it goes out of its way, companies like this go out of their way not to sponsor people who are making content that is actually beneficial to our society. Because a lot of trad women who've got channels of their own, I'm talking Robin Riley, you know, Brittany Pettibone, those kinds of really decent, wholesome, clean-cut women who are making content, trying to encourage young women to lead healthier, more moral and decent lives. Well, they don't get any sponsorship. No sponsorship at all. They're doing it, you know, as literally as an unpaid hobby. And they are trying to make our society better. Whereas these skanks with their podcast are just trying to bring about the decay of our civilization. So back to what I originally recorded. And the important point is that, see, you know, you never want to be around a skank. Not even for a weekend fun, okay? A skank is somebody that you should instantly discount, okay? No matter how tempting. Because a skank, by definition, is an easy lay. Oh yeah, there was another thing that I found really funny about this Lana Rhoades. In another video, because I saw several videos of this woman, right? Because it was just hypnotic like a car crash, you know what I'm talking about? Anyway, in another video, she said that she had gone on dates where the guy she was dating had brought along another girl, and usually like a friends with benefit type girl. And it had happened to her apparently like 5 times. And she was like, I don't know why this is happening to me, you know? And I'm thinking to myself, I know exactly why it's happening, because this guy dating this Lana Rhoades person brought along his fuck buddy, hoping that maybe he'll have a threesome, or pushing to have a threesome at any rate, because after all, Lana Rhoades is a skank. Lana Rhoades is not merely a porn actress, she is like this skank. It's as simple as that. And of course, that's what the guy is thinking. And I thought to myself, you know, if I were a guy, would I pull that stunt on Lana Rhoades? Would I bring along a fuck buddy and hope for a threesome? No, I would not. Because I would never date a woman like Lana Rhoades. And you should neither. Because, you see, there's a difference between a girl who likes to fuck and a skank. A skank is a girl who's on the road to decadence. A skank is, her soul is dead. You know, you guys know I'm not a religious guy. I don't believe in God or any of that shit. Certainly not heaven or hell or the devil or any crap like that. But I do believe that people have a soul, okay? I can't really define it, but it's like this inherent thing that we are. And, you know, you look at a woman who has so degraded herself that, yeah, she can kill her soul. Her essence as a human being is gone. And she's no longer a human being. She's no different than an animal. And I'm not even talking like a cute animal, like a dog or a cat, but like, you know, just some beast, like a cow or something like that. I mean, this woman, Lana Rhoades, she has a very pretty face, beautiful eyes, really, just extraordinary. And she has a pretty face. If you saw a picture of her, you'd be like, wow, she's gorgeous. But you just listen to her talk for a while and you realize she's dead inside. Her soul is dead. And she killed it. She herself killed her soul. And that's why I would never fuck a girl like Lana Rhoades or any skank. Any of the other 2 women who are on our show either, for that matter. Because, see, for the same reason I would not fuck a skank, I would not fuck a corpse. Because the corpse has no soul, see? It's not an issue of a beating heart. It's an issue of like having something inside them. I mean, I wish I could define it with more precision, but I think that you probably get the picture of what I'm talking about. You see, a skank has no soul. She has only appetites. She desires things, usually material things. I mean, exclusively material things, because she's a material creature. She exists because of her senses. She doesn't have any kind of interior life, any kind of profound insights about the world, not at all. She's all about consuming, about sensations, material sensations. And this kind of attitude, well, quite frankly, it rubs off. it'll rub off on you. Look, if I'm picking on this girl, you know, I don't mean to. I don't have anything against her personally. I don't know her. I'm not going to know her in any sense, biblically or otherwise, right? I could give a shit about her. If, you know, the earth opened up and gobbled her up and she were gone forever, I wouldn't think twice about it. But I'm just pointing her out as to what to avoid. Because I've done lots of videos, you know, don't date this girl, don't date that girl. Skanks, they're another category. But skanks are worse. Because in a very real sense, it's like necrophilia. You're fucking some dead object. And that's why you should avoid them at all costs. And not only avoid them because they have no soul, you have to avoid them because they are fucking vindictive. Yeah, you know, a guy who dates some stripper. A skank. Because strippers by definition are skanks. Don't give me any shit otherwise. Every stripper is a skank by definition. And how many stories you've heard of some guy who dated some stripper and broke it off for whatever fucking reason, and the stripper slashed his tires, trashed his apartment, stole his crap. That happens all the time. Skanks do that. See? I mean, like, normal girls will yell at you. Normal girls might even slap you. They're not going to slash your fucking tires. It wouldn't occur to them, see? But it would occur to skank. In fact, it's the first thing, because you see, for a skank, material possessions and objects are more important than people. And so she thinks to herself, well, you like your car, so I'm going to slash your tires or total your car or smash in the windshield or whatever the fuck, and that'll really hurt you, see? Because she is projecting onto the object of her ire what she would find important. She finds the car important, yeah? Whereas a normal man would not think of the car as important. He'd like it to be pretty and nice, of course, but if the car gets totaled, he could give a shit. He could get another one, yeah? You see the difference. You see what's going on here. The skank is vindictive. The skank, when she doesn't get her way, she'll make your life a misery. The skank will lie about you. The skank will say all kinds of things to get you into trouble, to ruin your life when she doesn't get her way. Because she's got no soul, she's got no principles, she's got no morality. She's just a bundle of nerves reacting to the sensory information around her, but with no moral imagination, with no conception about anything profound about human beings, because she has no soul. So be smart, stay away from skanks. And you know skanks, don't give me the shit that you don't. Every guy can recognize a skank a fucking mile away, you know? A skank who fucks enough cock eventually gets that 1,000 cock stare. We all know that stare, right? Well, a skank is sort of like going towards that. All skanks, I mean, not all skanks have 1,000 cock stares, but all girls who have 1,000 cock stares are skanks. You see what I'm saying? See, the skank, you know her when you see her, and you want to stay the fuck away from her, and you don't want to amuse yourself with her. You don't want to have her around to fuck a little bit for like a weekend or two. No, because she's vindictive. She'll go after you when she doesn't get her way. The only way to get rid of her is to bore her. I mean, if you start talking to her about philosophy and politics and books and shit like that, she'll get bored silly. She'll leave you. That's the only way to get rid of a skank easily, right? But you do not want to associate with a skank because, see, a skank, when she sees that you're a normal guy, a decent guy, a regular guy, she will try to latch on to you hard. There was a guy in my high school, right? I went to a high school where we're all still in touch because reasons, back in Chile. Now, one of our classmates, he married a skank. And he knew at the time. He knew it at the time, yeah? And this fucker gave her a fake name, yeah? He just wanted to bang her, right? But she latched onto him. She knew a good thing when she saw one. And she latched onto him and eventually married him, or he married her, however you want to put it. I mean, she finessed the situation. He was so fucking dumb. He was a good-looking guy. Could have had any girl, nice girls too. Nice girls liked him. They thought he was cute because he was. But no, he let himself become prey to this skank. And she just pulled him down. She cheated on him relentlessly. And it was just so fucking embarrassing because we all knew. Because this fucking skank hit on all of us. The whole circle of friends over the years. Yeah. And at first, you know, when she was young, it was like kind of hard to resist, but she aged quickly. All skanks age quickly. And by the time she was in her early 30s, she looked like she was in her 40s. And it was just like, ew, you know, I don't want to fuck her. Even if she were not the wife of my friend, I'm not going to fuck her because she's fucking repulsive, right? And she would just hit on everybody, just skanked it up. He's not really sure if their kids are his kids, and he doesn't dare take the DNA test. And he said this. He said this. Not to me, but to other of our friends. I mean, and so I know for a fact that it's true, right? He suspects that his kids aren't his, but he doesn't dare do the DNA test. Think about that. Think about how horrifying that is. But that's what happens when you marry up a skank. It inevitably happens. She'll just pull you down. The guy is just the nub of a man. She whines and bitches and complains all fucking day. I mean, like, the times that we've met up with him, she has berated him, and it was clear that she was biting her tongue, right? And so you thought to yourself, what the fuck does she say to him behind closed doors? Huh? Yeah. Do you want that? Do you really want that kind of a life? So I'm fucking telling you, man. Don't date a skank. Don't ever come near them, not even with a fucking 10-foot pole. It's better to date and marry a real ugly, nice girl. You know, homely and wide of hip and flat of breast, but who's like a decent person, who's got a soul. Kind, good with kids. It's 1,000 times better to marry such a woman who's butt ugly, but decent, than a hot skank. I mean, understand this, see? See, looks can trump, when you're young, the morality and the soul of a person. But you get up there in age, as we all do, inevitably, and you'll realize that skanks, they're not where it's at. Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please check out my Patreon channel. Link is in the description below. I put the link in the description below because if you go to Patreon and look up my name, you're not going to find me, because I'm not safe for work. I'm not safe for work because I do videos that the powers that be don't really approve of. Now, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, please check it out. I have an extra weekly video every Wednesday, and on Sundays I do a live broadcast called the Weekly Webinar. It's a hell of a lot of fun. It's a call-in show, and you get to shoot the shit and have a good time. So anyway, I hope you'll check it out. Thanks very much, and I will catch you next time.